Can we go back to?
Oh yeah, Earth X.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's nothing more we can say about it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I feel like we covered.
Well, there's one
everything
thing we
about
haven't talked about. The one weird thing.
it. Yes.
That's
Okay.
the weirdest thing about the crossover.
I'm ready.
Oliver and Supergirl are married
Oh.
on Earth X.
Huh.
They are romantically involved, and that's the weirdest thing.
It is. I could not. I'm like, that is so. I literally for like 5 minutes I was like, that is so weird.
Like the first time I see it, I'm like, okay, that was a like Supergirl gets hurt by or Overgirl, I guess I'll say, gets hurt by Supergirl. Oliver like goes to her aid pretty quickly, so I'm like, okay, it could be a little bit of romantic involvement, or it could just be admiration for the Ubermensch. Sure, whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Ubermensch is Superman or Supergirl or just Super.
Well, it's the Aryan race, superhuman,
Yeah,
whatever.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then, like, later in the episode, it's like, okay, they kissed. Maybe they're, like, behind the scenes, like, behind the curtain romance.
When I was seeing, like, he like, leading up to the kiss, I was just like, please don't. And
Oh,
then
but
I
they
was
did,
like,
they did.
Man.
And then, when they are facing off against their Earth Zero counterparts, they're like, oh, yeah, my wife, evil Kara.
and then Kara's, or Zero Kara, or I guess Earth, whatever she's from.
No.
She's from Earth 38
Something.
or 32.
Anyway,
One of those.
she's like,
Yeah.
ew.
Yeah, they're like,
And then
they
she's
share
like, no
this
offense.
weird look where it's like, ugh. Which is weird because it seems like then that even though from Flash and Arrow we kind of know that each Earth has the same people and they're all doppelgangers of each other, or at least that's what Arrow and Flash wants you to believe.
Mm-hmm.
But
then you go to
I guess
Supergirl.
on Supergirl's Earth, nobody looks like anybody from Arrow or Flash.
Essentially, I think
There's not a Barry Allen or an Oliver Queen.
I think Supergirl is like that Earth. I mean, so in the comics, that Earth Prime, Superboy, where he's the only superhero.
Mm.
But I mean, like, technically she's not because
Well, yeah,
Superman
because
is
there's the Martian,
Martian.
Martian,
Sure.
yeah, Martian.
but and
Manhunter,
Superman. But there was like really the
and
only
isn't there
ones, right?
Steel?
Yeah.
They started talking about Steel. I
Yeah.
think.
And then of course Superman is on that Earth too.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
is he in the crossover?
No,
Nope.
they're
Oh.
blowing past that. He wasn't
Okay.
invited to the wedding.
Superman. So the show Supergirl is
With you
like
so far.
designed to be like women
Yeah.
is powerful. So they wouldn't show Superman there. They had him just for the sake.
Yeah, they have him for the finales, don't they?
No, well he wasn't in the finale, but he was also in the beginning.
Well, okay, he was silhouetted in the beginning.
Well, no, I mean like in the beginning of season 2, he was actually
okay,
shown.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the beginning.
Oh,
beginning.
no,
I was
no.
all like, that doesn't count.
No, he was actually in Supergirl,
Mhm,
but
yeah,
only
yeah.
for that. I don't know, like 5 episodes or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting because they we haven't seen Thea yet in the crossover. Also.
Oh, but
And if
she is alive, thank goodness.
Well, she was alive anyway. She was just comatose.
Well, I didn't know that.
She
As
was-
I was watching, I thought she had died.
No, she was in a coma because of the events at the end of season 5 of Arrow. She just got revived at the Thanksgiving episode of Arrow,
Oh, they had it.
and now she's just not there. Which, yeah, sure, okay.
Well, she's recuperating.
Well, yeah, but these are her friends. They're all going to a wedding.
What
You
if
can
she's
just, like,
incapable
wheel her
of-
down.
Also,
Oh, that is a
are
good
Barry
point.
and Iris getting married on Earth X?
No, Earth X invades,
Okay.
and they want to get rid of all the heroes, and they just happen to be all in one place.
Okay.
So they invade the wedding.
Mhm.
It fails because, all the heroes
Yeah.
are there at once, and they
Mhm.
only have four anti-heroes, I guess. So, what are you gonna do?
Mhm. Okay. I see how.
Although, Earth X does a pretty good job of fighting because they knock out Vibe and they knock out.
I like looked away and then didn't see him being knocked out, and so when they went to him in the
Oh, yeah,
bed,
he's
I was
just,
like,
like, KO'd
I'm so
concussion.
confused.
for the rest of the episodes, not there.
I think he's coming back for at least the last.
Oh yeah,
one.
absolutely.
Wait, does he end up being a good superhero vibe?
Yeah.
Yeah, way more than his like pre-Infinite Crisis, because he was just a Latino stereotype.
Yeah.
But
good times.
Yeah, man.
Because I'm not very far in Flash, and
I mean, you like Cisco though, right?
yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
I hope you like brooding Cisco in season 2, because
I hated that. Absolutely, absolutely hated that.
What?
No,
season
we won't
3.
talk about it. We won't talk about it because
What?
it's just
a
weird
later
and dumb.
episode. It's like just awful.
It's weird and dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I get it, kind of, the going back to the romance aspect of it, like, it probably shouldn't have happened, but it's not like it's actually happening between the actual characters.
yeah, I
You
guess.
know? I mean, they're both, like, somewhat, like, I mean, how does the Supergirl of Earth X have blonde hair? What's the deal with that?
I think so.
I think she's
Like a little bit in between.
I can't remember.
Dirty blonde.
It's a little dirty blonde, I think.
Yeah, because...
And she's got this like sweet digital mask that she just like touches. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, actually. That
Well,
sounds
all of
cool.
them do.
It's not
I
like
think
those like
most of
stupid
them.
leather masks you gotta pull back. You just gotta tap it. And it's like
Ah.
Star-Lord's.
Yeah.
Right.
But
That's cool.
and
Yeah, it's
Eobard
pretty
Thawne,
sweet.
Eobard Thawne is the only one that has to like take off the mask.
Yeah, but you still get like that digital thing he like takes back
Oh really?
the mouthpiece. or
Oh, I
whatever.
didn't. Okay,
Mm.
I thought that was.
So that's
fucking
pretty cool.
But anyway, yeah, you know, they're both blonde though.
I get Oliver has a thing for blondes.
fast.
He does
Okay,
though.
I did not see that. I did not realize that.
There's
Wait.
Felicity and there's Dinah
Like Laurel.
and
Well,
Laurel when she had the wig on.
Wait,
When she
what?
was when she was pretending to be Black
Oh,
Canary.
wait, no. Okay, so it was Laurel, and then there was her sister,
Sarah.
Sarah. She was actually.
yeah, but then there was also Shadow, and
Oh, good
Listen,
point.
Listen, when you're
Good
one
point.
woman on an island with 2 dudes,
and then there was Laurel without the wig,
listen.
and now you're down to like 2 versus 3.
I mean, okay, but Felicity is the one he actually wants to marry, and Supergirl, the other one, is the one he actually has married, apparently. So, bam, marriage.
But
guess.
okay, so I don't know how deep you want to go into this, but so in the crossover,
Mhm.
all the girls are in the like beauty salon, I think.
Oh, they're doing
Yeah,
the
they're getting-
pedicure. Or
Yeah.
Oh
no,
man,
the
we
hand
know
work.
about girls.
The hand work, the manicures.
Oh my god, stop talking. Okay, anyway, they're in the beauty salon and they get to talking about weddings, and then Felicity's like, "Oh no, I think I'd want to get married to Oliver," and then
I mean, eventually.
yeah, and then when Oliver decides to actually ask her, which was not that long after she said that, she's like, "I don't want to marry you."
She makes a big. I
And
won't
she
say she
said
makes
so
a big
loud,
scene, but it
It
ends
was
up
a
being
big
a
scene.
scene.
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is so bad."
Yeah, like all everybody in the wedding heard was, "I don't want to marry you, Oliver." So that's
See, that's bad because it's somebody else's wedding. You don't do that thing.
no good.
Yeah. Oh man.
But I mean, even other than that, the end of the first part of the crossover, I'll say the first 2 episodes of the first part, has
That
left
makes
the
sense.
heroes in a dark place.
Mhm.
It's not good because apparently, Earth X Supergirl is dying, needs a
From-
heart transplant.
From,
So
like, solar radiation or something.
cut out Supergirl's heart, replace it, boom, Ubermensch is back. But meanwhile, they've got Arrow, Firestorm, Flash, Alex Danvers from Supergirl, and Sarah from Legend of Tomorrow, all in an Earth X concentration camp.
Let me tell you, I'm waiting for the other half of the entire cast to be on that crossover because they've only shown half so far. Well,
Wild Dog, Black Canary, everybody who was at Star Labs and fought is in the pipeline now because Arrow, Dark Arrow, came, beat everybody up, just wrecked shop everywhere.
I guess really like I'm the other people from Legends of Tomorrow. I guess namely Nate is not there for some reason. Steel, Captain Steel.
Oh, okay.
I think that's his name.
Is he the shield guy?
No, he's the guy that turns into steel.
Okay, sure.
Silver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's not there for some reason.
Does he know Barry?
No, but he knows the Legends of Tomorrow. He's on their team.
Well, don't go. You shouldn't go to a wedding you don't know anybody from other than the people
I mean,
you're going
this
to.
isn't necessarily the wedding crossover, you know? Like, if Sarah's
Okay, but
in
it
trouble...
started as the wedding crossover.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, I think it's reasonable if it's supposed to be a 4-episode crossover, they're gonna bring in every character.
Oh, yeah, like the set photos have had, like, Vixen in there.
Yeah.
And the
Oh,
Ray.
really?
Yeah.
Man,
I
okay.
start watching
Spoiler alert right there.
Because I...
Listen, I think they're also in the trailer, so that's not a spoiler.
I didn't see. Look, so the trailer though, I didn't see Vixen in the trailer that I watched.
It's that like whole thing where they're walking apart, like people are like freeze framed and like, oh, that's
Oh,
Vixen,
okay.
and that's X, and that's Y.
Okay, gotcha.
So you know,
Yeah.
it's still not a spoiler, I'll say.
Yeah.
Because you can just pause it and say, oh, that's Vixen from when she was in Arrow
Yeah.
or Flash.
Started
or
out
the
as an
animated
animated
show.
thing.
That was really cool. I like the fact that they started out as like an animated short, and then they brought it, and then
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she's on Arrow.
Mm-hmm. And
I like that.
it was the same voice actor is the actress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Man, but there was some confusion about the Vixen and Mari and what was her name?
Oh, yeah, there's
Wassa.
some-
Very confusing. I was like, at first when I first heard it, I was like, I don't get it.
There are a couple people who I straight up do not recognize,
Mhm.
and it's throwing me off.
Yeah. Also,
Also, do we know what happened to Ray Palmer? Because last I knew,
Oh yeah, he wasn't. Was he there?
he was in the Legends of Tomorrow. Last I knew,
Yeah, he's still in the Legends.
and now he's just not there.
No, he's
Does
there.
anybody know what happened to
I mean,
Ray
he's-
Palmer?
he's in the set photos for
Well, he wasn't in
I just didn't see him in the
the
crossover.
part we saw of, but he knows
Yeah.
Barry and everybody, so he should be there.
Yeah, like I said, they need to bring in the rest of the cast.
And maybe they will.
Yeah. Also, okay, wait. I was wondering, so in the crossover, do they steal Supergirl's heart?
Not,
Not
yet.
Not yet.
They've got her under a red sun generator,
okay.
and like Eobard's like about to start cutting.
But you
With
know how
It's a red sun.
oh
They've got a red sun generator like pounded down on her.
But you know how these things are. We know it's not gonna happen.
right. But yeah, I mean, I was just wondering
it's
if they
starting
were.
to take away her powers.
I was wondering if they were going to use like a kryptonite blade or.
Oh, okay. That's the thing I noticed.
Oliver's
Okay, how does
Oliver's
Oliver
got
have a kryptonite
apparently.
blade?
He's got a couple kryptonite.
He
arrows.
doesn't even know Supergirl very much. How does he know her weakness?
Why is there kryptonite on this Earth when we don't even have
Exactly.
Superman?
I don't understand that.
I mean, technically, maybe if we don't have a Superman, it's because Krypton blew up and
Okay,
he
but
didn't get off.
Why is Superman? Okay, but then how does he get kryptonite then? Because if nothing from kryptonite, including Superman, got to Earth, how did kryptonite get there?
No. Like, even, like, Jor-El, his dad, didn't even put him on a ship. They all just blew up, and then there's, like, radioactive pieces of Krypton that landed to Earth.
I don't know. We have to see.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still weird because he still shouldn't know that that's her weakness.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's kind of odd. And I thought at first you meant evil Oliver. And,
Oh, no,
and
no,
then
it
I
was-
was like, oh,
Regular Oliver.
regular Oliver. Yeah, that's weird.
I think if there's one lesson to take out of all this, don't propose to somebody at somebody else's wedding.
Yep.
I mean, he didn't,
Yeah.
he didn't full on propose.
Yeah,
Oliver did.
Yes,
Still,
he
still.
did. He did.
Still though,
In his
good way to
awkward
get
way.
hit by a bride though. Steal the thunder on her
Exactly.
wedding.
That's what
ceremony.
I was thinking
Also,
when
it
that
was not
happened.
their wedding; it was their rehearsal dinner.
Okay,
Let's
either
throw that
way.
out there.
Either
He
way.
was like, "Hey, we should, we should have something along these lines." And she's like, "What?" And like, rehearsal dinner. And like, what would we rehearse for?
Also, throwing it out again, they've been engaged before. At
That
this
is
point,
true.
it's just resuming the engagement.
That is
It doesn't
true.
have to be the whole deal again.
And that was, I think, Felicity's issue with getting married. At first, I thought she was just going to be like, the people nowadays who are like, "Oh, I'm opposed to marriage."
Mm-hmm.
But then it seemed more like she was saying, we are exactly where we were the last time we were about to get married, and I got shot.
Yeah, like her entire reasoning is that like as soon as we got married, stuff started going wrong. I got shot, paralyzed. You started not believing in yourself. You started lying to me. It's no good.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't get married. That's the solution.
Wait,
apparently.
so are they in a relationship?
They are in a
Yes,
relationship.
yeah.
Okay.
Although it's getting more and more strained every day in this crossover.
I was worried after that because then they had a conversation and he was like totally not in.
He was
not
bagging
in
on
the
her a
mode.
little bit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, if Felicity loved me like I love her.
Oh my gosh! And then she walked
she
right
would wanna
behind
marry
him,
me.
and I was so worried she heard that. And I'm pretty
she
sure
definitely
heard
heard Because like Barry and Iris were there, and she's like, it's Felicity is Oliver. Felicity is right.
I was like
trying to
"That's
say it without
bad."
saying it. Yep.
Yeah,
No
that's
good.
not good.
Hi, Felicity. I feel like that's a.
Oh, and he's like, hey, would love to talk about this, but since I got to get my head in the game because we found the Earth Xers, got to go fight.
Mhm.
Talk about it later.
Yeah, might die.
And now he's in an alternate Earth concentration camp. She's stuck in Star Labs, sneaking around because the Nazis rule Star Labs now.
Oh, nice.
Because that's like they sent in only Arrow to wreck everybody, and now like a bunch of Nazis have moved in.
So so in the crossover they said that he was matched by the Dark Arrow is actually what they called him on that Earth, I guess. But so they said that he's the same as me in every way. Do you think that Oliver could have actually wrecked him?
Absolutely.
Really?
Because
Okay.
like when they had the team way back in the beginning of season 5, when like it was the team training.
Yeah.
That was an Oliver who actively didn't want to super hurt them and was
That
still
is true.
thrashing them.
Okay.
This is a Nazi Oliver who has no qualms about killing. He's gonna walk through those guys.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also, that actually reminded me something I wanted to bring up. Like, bad thing about, like, having these alternate universes, like, one time for this special occasion, because, like, I always liked, like, if they did a big event in, like, comics or whatever, there was a possibility if it was popular enough, they might, like, spin it off or something. And
You
like,
can't do that with a Nazi Earth.
yeah, no, you can't. But I'm like curious, like, was it like already like Nazi ruled Earth, and
Oh
then
yeah,
like
it was super Nazi.
but then like Oliver Queen is just like rich in like Nazi America, and like his dad is also rich, and then they go out on
Apparently
a boat
they
and then
had
it
the same
crashes.
timeline.
Listen,
Just ruled by
the
Nazism.
why is not important.
I
Just
thought
that it
Nazis,
is.
weren't they like socialists? So
Fascists, but
Fascists, yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like
no,
getting
no,
rich-
they hated socialism and communism.
okay.
So I think they're still allowed to have wealth as long as you're a part of the government.
Mm-hmm.
And Oliver Queen, or not Oliver Queen, Oliver Queen's dad, who definitely has a name.
Robert.
Robert,
yep.
you're right. Probably a member of the government, probably pretty rich. I'll throw that out there.
Yeah, I mean, I know that like the government itself had wealth, and
yeah,
it was like
it's,
the only
you know,
way to be
Nazi
wealthy.
if
treasure.
you're working for the government or in the government, you are also probably wealthy.
Yeah.
So it's not impossible. The only big difference, I think, other than like the Nazi world, is that Supergirl landed in Germany rather than like Kansas or wherever she landed.
Yeah.
So that's the only big difference. I think.
So it's like what that comic is.
It's
I
a little
forgot.
bit like Superman Red Sun. If
Yeah.
you read that.
Yeah.
Where it's just kind of like where they land is different.
But it's like Russia. right?
Except I think Germany had already like won World War II when that happened.
Oh.
They don't say for sure that is what happened, but
Okay.
Yeah, like, I mean,
that's what I'm gonna assume.
yeah. And also in Red Sun, it was a farm in Ukraine, so it was still a little bit like it was Kansas. It was just Russian Kansas.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it was on a farm. So
Yeah, yeah.
really,
It was like basically the same,
yeah,
except
you're not wrong.
except for he got adopted by Stalin.